Want me to continue?
Go ahead, start over.
Taylor Law is a lot of things. He is a wrestler, a deviant, a junkie, an outcast, a freak, and a pervert. An intellectual, but most primarily an individual, driven by his boredom with reality and need for an adrenaline, be it in the form of drugs or doing crazy shit like jumping off ladders. His favorite kind of drugs are. Wait, that doesn't even continue from what you were just. Okay, but never mind. Psychedelics because they bend the way reality is interpreted. And nothing is more boring to him than ordinary reality. Biography. He has no recollection of having been born. His earliest memory is waking up in an alley at a relatively young age. He suspects it to be his teens, around 16, 17, when he woke up there and there was a note attached to his chest. It said, "Find my brother Teryo at the shelter downtown." Why wouldn't his mom leave them together? Why would they have to go find each other even though they were dropped off by the same person? He managed to find his brother, who knew as little about their origins as Teryo did. All they had was a name, Teryo Law and Teryo Law. They roamed the streets looking... Wait, if he couldn't even remember where he was born, how would he know his last name's Law? He doesn't even know his origins. They roamed the streets looking for a way to get by, sometimes being forced to steal in order to eat. Eventually, they came across an underground wrestling club. Isn't it kind of funny how he's from a third world country and he has to steal to eat? Like Bosnia or some shit? Just throwing that out there. With the synocracy, unlike any other tag team around, they became quite popular in the underground. It was a positive way to get out aggression and make a living. Together, they had made an impact in the world of wrestling back in 2006. Forget the fact they never went to wrestling school and they were thieves and convicts and didn't even have a home. They were accepted into the WWE. The duo made quite an impression with the crazy deaths, the fine stunts, and tag team chemistry. They became hugely popular and even main evented WrestleMania 17 in the TLC match. And a cornerstone in what was to be known as bump videos. The term Bumpmeister was coined by Teryo Law to be given to the subculture of up-and-coming wrestlers who were fixated with crazy spots, aka the Hardys. The Bumpmeister scene became huge. Teryo Law, Ice MG1K, Monkfish, Danish, One Up Miles, Goose, other faggots that try to be bumpsters. Danny Jackpot, he made 19 bump videos, remember that one. Teryo Law's early look became much praised by fans. The fiery red Dragon Ball Z Goku hair and the purple red pants became his trademark, even though he never wore the attire again. 2006 was a good year. They didn't have all those bullshit SmackDown vs. Raw, how would I say, restrictions. You were allowed to do more shit with video games, and you could jerk off a little harder than 2007 to 2011. The Lawyer brothers rose to fame and achieved a luxurious lifestyle that they had only dreamt of before. They were financially set for life, yet things weren't optimal. Money may bring the comfort of providing basic living components such as food and shelter, but it doesn't give a person's bliss and happiness. Teryo and Teryo had a conflict about loyalty, which was the cornerstone of their relationship. They conflict, and that's what gave them the best. Wait a second. What? I just read the next sentence. A conflict which resulted in a violent and emotional fight at a No Mercy pay-per-view. May I remind you, this is the same No Mercy pay-per-view that was headlined by the Hardys and Edge and Christian in a 99 ladders match. It was a close battle. Teryo Law won the match by introducing a brand new finisher variation. Teryo's finisher has always been the Teryo Crusher, 99 Crusher. Inverted fireman's buster, driving the opponent into the mat head first. To beat Teryo, wait a second, why would he even say it's a 99 Crusher? That's a name for like another wrestler's finisher they use, but whatever. To beat Teryo, he first did a fisherman buster suplex, never letting go after the impact and leading it into a 99 Crusher. The punishment on the neck and head was way too much to handle at once, and he managed to win the match. Not to mention that wrestling is also very scripted. The finisher came to be known as the Great Cunt. Come down. It's a rare finisher only used when he needs a desperate win, aka he invented it when he was typing this bio. The relationship was severed. It hurt at the time, but it was the only thing to do. Months passed with the two conducting their individual business. One went on to feud with Chris Benoit, which main evented WrestleMania 23 in one of the biggest blockbuster matches of all time. If you all don't remember it, they called it Kennel from Hell. But when they found their way back to each other at a pay-per-view, a lot of tension had been brewing between Danish and Teryo ever since the Bumpmeister scene started, because of cheap and immoral things that Danish had done towards Teryo. This tension culminated in a beatdown at New Year's Revolution. At the pay-per-view, Teryo showed up to join his brother in anger, and the duo was reunited in hatred towards a common enemy. Once again together, they had never been closer to each other. Teryo has always been a weird, perverted person, an oddball. The thing about life is, when you get truly loved, you tend to do crazy shit to escape boredom. Teryo has always had a problem with homophobes, which is kind of strange because his best friend is 666. He finds the fear so absurd that his way of dealing with them is simply to mess with them. Humor as a weapon to bring out how senseless something is. However, he took it too far. As always, since there are quite a few homophobes in the world of wrestling, especially around the time Velocity 2004 when Canyon had made his WWA debut, he started groping the male wrestlers backstage. It really got to a boiling point when he gave Vince McMahon a surprise reach around for April Fool's Day. For those out there who don't know what a surprise reach around is, that is when a man has his pants down for some reason and you are around him, probably when he is pissing at a urinal. You go around, grab his dick, and you jerk it off. Needless to say, the WWE decided to fire him because of sexual harassment charges. They never did file them, I guess, because that just ends it there. This left Teryo with a sour taste in his mouth. Not only did Vince McMahon come, but he came in Teryo's mouth. He became bitter and vengeful towards the company. He decided for vengeance. But how could he have taken revenge and get away with it? While he was biding his time, trying to think of something, he set out to explore his own sexuality. Even though hating homophobes, he grabbing all those male testicles had identically gotten him excited. This made him somewhat confused. He never suspected that he likes dudes. Hey, that rhymed. That rhymed. Oh my god. Oh. With all the money acquired from wrestling, Teryo began a celebration of perversity and debauchery. He regularly and overabundantly visited sex clubs, BDSM clubs, and strip clubs. There he came across a very special lady, Burb, a sex demon from the depths of hell. She was working as a stripper at one of those clubs Teryo visited the most, a strong woman who had forgotten about her strength. In a moment of weakness, her pimp had managed to subdue her. Her will was broken, and she had been stuck at the same job in those same abusive relationships since. The first thing Teryo was attracted to was the horns. Okay, stopping right there again. What kind of bar owner would hire a girl with horns? I'm pretty sure any other guy in the world that would be a very turn-off thing too, other than Teryo, who happened to be in that bar. Once again, this story is kind of making one-sided sense. The second thing, with all mental scars, he felt ready to worship her. They fell for each other. Lena helped Teryo explore every aspect of human sexuality. They often visited sex clubs. It was during this period that Teryo was given to evolve into the persona that became known as Dark Teryo Law, aka he moved in 2008. At first, the mask was created as a part of their sex games, but then the concept just kept on growing. Behind the mask, he felt safe. He had found himself a symbol for his identity as a pervert, and it was very empowering to know just what he has. It is a symbol, not just in terms of sexually deviant fetishes, but also for him as an individual. Different from what is considered to be normal, good, and wholesome by the white Christian society, a Satan in his own right. Teryo helped Lena get her confidence back and reminded her of her female power. Together, they spiraled into a glorious cascade of sex and violence. They went on a killing spree, making sure that every person who had wronged her had contributed directly to her miserable position got what they had deserved. Every abusive pimp, every abusive push. After that, the couple disappeared for a while to avoid being suspected. Yeah, because when you disappear, that makes you not a suspect, right? The police weren't too bothered with the killing since it was scum that they wanted gone anyways. Which goes to show you Bosnia is not a good place to live, people. All these events had led Teryo to a point of clarity about what to do as a revenge on the WWE. Get drunk and take any substances you can find and go on a rampage assaulting the superstars while wearing a mask so his identity can be detected. Wait a second, but you just went back in the last paragraph and told me how that mask had became a power and how it became an individual thing for Teryo, which made it Teryo's identity. How can something that's his identity be detected if it is his identity? Put that one down for the chart, Teryo, and get back to me later on that one. Because I know, because this video is about you, you're still watching it at this point. Anyone else who doesn't give a shit, probably tune out the second paragraph. Right? Come on, right? In the end of the video, we see Lena performing oral sex on Teryo Law in the middle of the ring. The semen left in the ring was later used as evidence for her conviction. Teryo Law was sentenced for assault, drug use, and obscene exposure. He wasn't sentenced just any kind of prison, however. He was sentenced to Oswald Correctional Facility, otherwise known as Oz, the popular TV show with the same name. Okay, I'm done. I quit. That's it. If we're really gonna start talking about Oz, I quit. That's good. I'm done. Guys.
I've started recording, so go ahead.
Off it close to hero anti-Aura pictures. Some are here. Article Law Teryo, this enjoyed. Hope I. Get I that feedback a bit and in comment every appreciate I. It lost and famous E. Once was I that now that with it had I gone how. No, didn't simply I more it appreciated have should I. Retrospect and but YouTube was PMs with me pestered people with times that annoying how flat the to it found I, however, fame I appreciate fully didn't I time that act. Praise and attention. Much get that too. Smiley face. Awesome. Fucking. It's like, it's what you know. Like, that's what you know to got I internet. The unfamous got I. Name with the familiar got all day and videos law Teryo they watch people of thousands 2007 to 2006 as back shit as popular got character but because accomplished been very dreams wrestling my sense and that say can I out ideas intellectual and interesting up fucked funny crazy get to way up creativity my for vessel alike more is he nervous, psychotic, outburnt, up and would I him because and try to where I if because be to want I that so not someone not definitely is he. All at model role good isn't he that realize have I years past thought in but time long for the model whatever I don't care anymore.
I'll be right back, guys.
I literally sounded like a robot reading that, and I was like, dude, that was awful.
Are you done?
No, Teryo Law to me at first became like a Tyler Durden deal. I want to do all this crazy shit with my life, but I couldn't really do it. When I was younger, I used to set that my dream was to try all the drugs in the world. Most of them anyways. But it didn't take very long in my experimentation with drugs before I found out that it's not a good idea. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. I'm done. Penis, 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 penis. 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 Satan. Penis. 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 Perfect. Penis. Satan. Penis. Teryo. Penis. 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 Adam. Eve. Penis.